What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do a quick review of the Ninja Foodi dual heat air fryer. In this review, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about the air fryer, including one thing I think you should know before buying. So the reason why we got this, guys, is because we were looking to cut down on appliances because we had, like a little conventional oven type deal, one of the small ovens, and then we also had an air fryer and just too many appliances, right? This thing really does it all, which is what we really like about it. So in terms of what it comes with, so this is a like a meat thermometer that you can use. You actually plug it in right here, and you're able to use that, and it'll show you the temperature directly here, which is kind of nice. It all goes together. For some reason I can't get that in. We'll worry about that later. This is a sear plate here if you're trying to do searing. This is just basically to skewer different meats and stuff like that. This is an air frying basket. This is a wire rack, and then right here is basically the place where you'll catch all the crumbs, the crumb tray. So there's a lot of different components to it, but it really does a lot of different things, and that's what we really like. So as you can see, they have the air oven, air fryer version, but they also have the dual heat, where it heats, the heating elements are above and below, which is nice to searing things, obviously you can do that, but also just crisping them and cooking evenly. So you can see there's a bunch of different options here. So sear, crisp, rapid bake, frozen pizza, fresh pizza, griddle, and then also these others down here. So air fry, air roast, bake, broil, toast, bagel, reheat, and dehydrate. And then also, you can preset the way that you want to do the smart cooking system. This is basically your own way that you want to program things to be cooked when you press certain buttons. And then, like start and stop, how long you want it to go for, temperature, tell me how many slices. There's a light in here as well, which is nice when you have the door closed. And then obviously the power button. So in total, this has 13 different functions. Which was, like I said, a really big reason. Instead of powering up the oven all the time, we could use this. So that's why we were a huge fan of it. It's an 1800 watt appliance. So it does have quite a bit of power. I believe it can get all the way up to 500 degrees as the highest point. But that's obviously pretty hot. We haven't even brought it up to 500 degrees yet. We're usually at 400 at the max. So there's two things that we really like about this, guys, when we've been using it here for a little while. We've had it for a little while now. So when we use it, things that we like, first off, it heats up very fast and cooks things very fast because the dual heating element. It's estimated on the listing, I had to look, but it says that they cook up to 65% faster. And I tend to agree with that. We can put a whole tray of like fries in the air frying basket, and this was just like raw potatoes, full, like stacked and everything. And it took about 15 minutes, and it was able to cook them, which was really impressive to me. The other thing I like, and this isn't where we usually keep this, usually it's up against our backsplash, but I thought this was really smart. So what you can do is you can actually lift it up, right? And it rests like that, okay? So you can imagine, if you have a smaller area and you don't have a lot of counter space, this is a lifesaver because it allows you to kind of reclaim all that counter space that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to get. And we all know with air fryers, things like that, whatever else it may be, when it's kind of there, the counter space is kind of taken. Well, now you can actually just flip this up and it balances, and ours hasn't fallen or anything like that. It balances, you can do whatever you gotta do, and then when you're done, you can just take it right back down to where it was. The other thing I really like about this, so we got the extra large one here. This is obviously pretty big. I mean, if you look at the size of this, it can hold a lot of food when you're actually doing it, right? It's kind of hard to tell here, but it's pretty deep. I don't know exactly. I think this is probably over a foot of space within. So when you're putting stuff in here, there's just a lot of room to cook things. So there's plenty of times when we don't want to get the oven going. We'll literally just cook dinner in here, and it's done a great job for us. Now, one thing I do want to mention too, just because I love it, this little thing right here, this little pamphlet, I guess you could call it, it basically tells you all these different recipes and essentially what the functions are of it. And gives you recipes, and we've done quite a few of these. I did these actually the other day. Super good. I didn't use chicken wings. I did it with chicken breast, boneless, skinless, but those are really good. We've made a pizza in here. We did a frozen pizza in here, which is like the best frozen pizza I think I've ever had in my life. So there's just a lot of different things in here, right? And recipes in here. And it's really neat because it kind of shows you the versatility and the abilities with this thing, because like I said, it is pretty big, right? So you're able to see, my hand's pretty big, you're able to see just how big this is. And you can prepare quite a bit in it in a very short amount of time. So while there are a ton of positive things to say about this, and we absolutely love it, there is one thing, like I said, that I definitely want you to know before buying. So probably the most annoying thing is it's actually in the design of the way that they did this. So right here, this little area, and I cleaned it out. I'm kind of a clean freak when I clean these things. That's just how I do it. But with there, one of the issues that we had is that it's really difficult to clean at times because right here, you're getting a lot of grease that comes into here, right? So when the grease drips into there, it's very hard to clean out. It can be done, but it's pretty difficult to actually get it cleaned out. And then the other thing to know, and this was something that I discovered while I was, cooking. You can use olive oil. I use olive oil all the time to cook. You can use it, but one thing to know is that with olive oil, there's more of a chance of some smoke coming out of this thing. They actually don't recommend that you use olive oil because it creates more smoke. So there's other oils that they recommend. I honestly still do it with olive oil. I'm fine with it, but I just think it's something that people should know before buying. So yeah, other than that, guys, we really, really like this thing. Definitely recommend it if you're considering. And if you do get it, we hope that you enjoy it.